All right, here we are. Here we are. Now, it looks like it's lagging. It is, because I'm recording and my phone sucks. Anyway, so this is the game. This is the state of my game so far. As you can see, it's very, very different. We have sprites. And you can see we have these buttons here, and we also have a pinch to zoom feature. And you can have, we have this, and then we have this. So what's going on here? Well, let's break it down. First up, my GUI, that's my top bar. I'm probably gonna change it with that text. I don't like it. Doesn't give the vibe I want. But otherwise, the vines creeping around and the flower on the end, perfect. Like, honestly, I was impressed with myself for designing it that way. It looks pretty nice. Anyway, as you can see, I do like the rock I made as well. I think, obviously, obviously I'm changing the tree. And I'm going to change this little grass. So what I did for the grass, unfortunately, okay, so we're not going to be showing any scripts or anything in Godot engine itself. I'm just going to be showing you a state of game showcase, basically. So this was done with a tile map. Basically, I selected my entire grass texture, I set it to random, and then I just painted this. And then I increased the scale. Basically, what happens when we get our rocks and our trees, so how this works is it takes the entirety of, well, my little grass area. It basically generates 50 random numbers for the rocks and 50 random numbers for the trees. And those numbers are, I say numbers, but they're actually coordinate points. And basically it just puts them there. It instantiates rocks and trees wherever that number lands, basically. And we've got some stuff right here, which is not going to be a problem once we just extend the grass a little bit. I know it's crazy, but... And basically, if any of them happen to overlap, which happens surprisingly often, despite there being a lot of possibilities, but despite there being so many points, they usually tend to overlap at some point. So what I did is they both have areas. You know, the rock and the tree have an area on them that basically says if there is another object in this area, because the collision layer is like layer 8 for both of these, right? So if they happen to generate overlapping each other, then one of them gets deleted. It's I think it's usually the tree, but I could be wrong. Sometimes it's random, honestly, because they're both set to delete the other. That's how you make sure they're not overlapping. That's how you make sure that they don't overlap at all. And yeah. So hang on, if I load, as you can see, nothing happened there. I didn't press save. And obviously, later into the game's development, these buttons aren't going to be here. These are basically placeholders for when the save and load functions and the reset function, when all those functions are actually executed just in the background in my code. But basically, I'm allowing myself to save and load right away, just to make sure, like, just to make this faster. Just to make sure, like, I can do it at will. I can see what the behaviors of this are. I can see what the issues are. Debug purposes, you know, classic. So we're gonna do 15 clicks there. We're gonna be at like about 20. Hang on, wait. I'll just do it at like 3,000. Hang on, here we are. Cool. Now I'm gonna restart the game. We're gonna restart the game. All right, here we are. As you can see, the loading screen's a little off. That's fine. I can literally just increase the size of it. But otherwise, my control nodes still work for that, so that's not going to be a problem. And the reason why I even have the loading screen is because it computing where everything is and instantiating like a total of nearly 100 objects, it's a little much because it does it all at the same time. So it would create a huge lag spike where this number wouldn't be counting out. Oh yeah, by the way, as you can see, these, like if I press load, this is where they were at when the game started. So that's good. That's good. The loading works. And as you can see, they're in the same spots. Now, if I press reset, and as you can see, now our load's completely cooked. If we restart the game, everything is going to be in a different spot. I'll show you what I mean. And now, everything is in a totally different spot. But, let's get 10 clicks on here. And we press save. So the game just saved. Like, theoretically, in theory, this is like an auto-save, right? and then we load. So we're gonna have around 620 to 630-ish on that number. And we're gonna reload. Okay, as you can see, same spots. So basically, what it does is once they overlap, it not only, but before it removes the object itself, calling queue free, what it does is it will remove that object's position from the actual coordinate list, so it doesn't ever load it again. And this is going to be very useful, like once you break one of these, the game will not have to load it in and then say, oh, this one was actually broken, let's just delete it. Instead of running that extra calculation, it's not going to call it anymore once the game is loaded, because it's just removing it from the actual list that the game receives on startup, which is like super convenient for me. I'm so glad it happens to work out that way. That is literally exactly what coding is, I swear. But yeah, so I'm really proud of this. Like, we're getting somewhere. This feels like it's the start of an actual game now, not just, oh, I made funny GUI, oh, I made a sprite that loops an animation. Like, this is like all sorts of stuff put together now. Like, we've got a lot of stuff here. We've got a lot of stuff. This is good. This is like the start of something. So yeah, like, and so the premise of my game, it's going to be, okay, it's a twist on how idle games work. Because normally idle games are slow, but this is going to be a fast-paced idle game where, so basically you have to help a species evolve, because there's an extinction event level asteroid heading toward their planet. So you have to help them evolve to the point where they either are able to leave the planet or they are able to destroy the asteroid. And there's might be a couple other endings I throw in there as well, but as it stands right now, it's this. This is what we've got. And I think the most difficult thing, like honestly, in terms of like what took the longest, the pinch and zoom and the menu, the saving and loading itself, I think those took a very similar, I think the saving and loading took a little longer, but not by much. They both took me quite some time to get used to. The saving and loading was like, I think what's so difficult about that is the more things in my game there are, the more I have to save, and then the more I have to load. And like, I have to just keep track of all sorts of things. And obviously, for the user, they won't have to experience that inconvenience because, well, I'm the one programming it. But I have to, like, every single time I add something that I'm thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna want to save this. Like, for example, there's gonna be buildings in the game, right? Once a player places a building, it has to save multiple things. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. It has to save, like, the level, and it has to save the position. It's gonna have to save both of those things. Like, it's that one's gonna be a bit of a doozy. It's gonna take a little bit of thought, but I know I'll get the hang of it. I'll get the hang of it. I've already been able to save this. I've already been able to edit the save data. Like, I've been able to modulate, like, I've been able to add and remove stuff from what I'm sending and loading. Like, it's good. We're getting somewhere finally. Like, this feels like actual progress. I am proud of this. Like, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait to look at my previous video and then compare it to this one, and just the actual difference is crazy, because now there's like colors on the screen and stuff instead of just black and white, goofy looking text boxes. It's great. This is so much better. But I got no scripts for you today, as I said. I might do that in the next one, but I've really just got to get this video out. It's like 1 in the morning and I've got to get to sleep, so I'm gonna edit this video, post it, and head to bed, wake up early, and then I'll probably do some programming. But yeah, so I will see you all later. Peace out.